Fuck that. Fuck him. Fuck this bullshit. Paper thin truce we've been building. Seriously. Fuck it all straight to hell and fuck it some more with a cactus up the ass.
So today we're talking about the Madison Gate series by Tate James. But Jenn has a second quote because we love them both equally. So I'm going to let her read that one too because that one was just perfect.
Would you take all three of us, princess? Was rain fucking wet, dipshit?
Okay, so listeners, I just want to give full disclosure that I may not have all the answers to all the things because I read this series like 2 weeks ago. And while that may not seem like a long time to y'all, not only did I read the Madison Gate series, then I read the Hades series, and then I just finished the Kit Davenport series. What was it, yesterday? Or Saturday? Mm-hmm. No, it was Saturday.
Saturday.
So I have Tate James' world all in my head. So I may be like, huh? What? Who? Which is going to make this very interesting talk. So with that disclaimer, I'm going to let my wonderful co-host Jenn start us off on all the magic.
Yay. Hey, y'all. Okay, so this new adult college romance I could get into. I did not struggle with this one nearly as much as I did The Ritual. It did take me a long time to get through it. I feel like they were way too long. Like they had no business being 400 and 500 and 600 pages.
I agree.
There was so many things that could have been left out, we didn't really need.
But I agree.
Yeah.
The series was way too long. I don't really think it needed to be dragged out for 4 books. I did like the mystery though, and I can understand the needing to like drag it out some because I didn't see that ending coming. I didn't expect it.
Which part didn't you see coming? Because
I didn't see her being her uncle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because in my mind, I had already written him off because we were told that he was dead. So if we're thinking that all of her family members are dead, then never in my mind did I connect it to being a family member.
Oh. Okay. So you're talking Deacon. You didn't see Deacon as part of it.
Yeah, I didn't see Deacon for sure. And then, of course, with them, having the guild come and do the background checks and all the security guards, we're under the assumption as the reader that they know what the fuck they're doing and that everybody's in the all clear because obviously it's set up if you're reading it and you take the clues that, yes, it's one of the security guards. That's the only thing that makes sense of how this person's being able to get on this secure property and bypass the security and all the things. So I wasn't expecting that, and I kind of feel like that was a cop-out to clear all the security guards, and then all of a sudden it be the security guards that you have, what was his name, Leonard, whatever, the L dude, having him be the best of the best, and then he's David or Declan or whatever his name is slips through the cracks. That really bothered me. I did not like that.
Yeah, I completely agree. That was... Yeah, because again, and I thought the same thing, you have Leon and Danny who are supposed to be the best of the best. They're paying all of this money and, he didn't catch the actual person. That didn't seem plausible to me. Mm-hmm. But I am all for the, suspense of plausibility in these books because we're not reading for reality, right? However, can we just talk about how absolutely ludicrous this series was? I am all for suspending reality, but I'm sorry. You are going to sit here and tell me that not only did this incredible mercenary person who knows all, bees all, whatever, missed the stalker, makes no sense. And then also you're going to tell me she has an entire diamond empire and no one knew? Her husband, who paid $52 million for this bitch, didn't know she was a diamond heiress? Bullshit.
I didn't really care about that. I just felt like it was thrown in at the end, as a reason that somebody's trying to kill her. I think we talked about this. I feel like in these kind of books, they should have just fucking took a gun to his head. They shouldn't have waited too long for the father, especially Madison Gate. I need you to just kill him. It's a dark romance. We're allowed to just go and kill people like the Westerns, okay? That's the whole point of this.
The Westerns.
Okay, like just go outside, take 5 steps or how many ever number there is and turn and shoot. Like I didn't like the father storyline. And like I said, the whole thing with the diamond, I just feel like that was just thrown in at the end. I felt like it should have been like, and then we don't even know why the twin brother was obsessed with his sister, right? Or why he raped her. Like, I just felt like there were things that weren't answered and that the diamond heiress thing was just an easy way to like tie all the ends up without like really being questioned.
I completely agree. I was very disappointed with, like, okay, I was excited once we found out that her mom was Katerina something. I was like, ooh, are we talking like a Russian spy? Maybe she was in the KGB, and you know,
that would have been way better,
right? Like, how good would have been? Like, and it would have made more sense, like for her to cover up the paper trail, and like you didn't need to be like MK didn't need to be an heiress to have money, like,
right?
And I feel like that was almost like what the author was trying to do, was trying to give MK her own empire, since the guys have their own like very lucrative businesses or whatever. But I don't feel like she needed that. Like, even when she was talking at the end of the book, like, I'm going to take it over one day and I'm learning the ropes and blah blah blah, like, who the fuck cares?
I like the idea of like a Russian spy or like the KBG, because that would explain the heaviness of the mercs that are coming after her.
Exactly.
That would have been more plausible.
Yes.
And have a better twist.
Yeah.
And she could have still technically had her own empire. It would have just been built differently. It didn't have to be diamonds.
Yeah, yeah. And it didn't have to come from like her mom.
That's true.
It could have been could have been anything else.
Because her dad was a piece of shit.
Well,
she could have taken over his empire.
Yeah, but he was broke.
What little
that was the whole had. That was
Oh, so when we say empire, we're talking money. I'm not talking money. I'm talking about like the dark power position.
I gotcha. Yeah.
I don't care about the money because she's got 3 freaking millionaire, billionaire husbands, boyfriends.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like Tate James wrote her to be this heiress so she could have her own, like she could be rich almost on her own merit. And I didn't feel like she needed that.
I don't care. It wasn't important to the storyline.
Yeah. Also, I just have to say, I was very disappointed that it took us until the last bit of book 4 to get all 4 of them.
In bed?
Yes.
I didn't know if you were pausing for dramatic flair or if I needed to film.
No! Like, seriously, we had to read like 1,200 pages of BS to finally get to a 4-way. Bullshit.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Because it was Archer and I don't remember which one it was with the ropes in the bedroom.
Archer, no. Cody and Steele shared her twice. Mm-hmm. And then Archer shared her with Cody. And that was it. And then you had the one 4-way, which was great. But, like, I could have dealt without them, you know, playing video games for the 20th time in the series. Right. And taking a couple more of those scenes. Please,
there was a lot of
like, that was one thing. A lot of repetitive. Oh, I went to school. Oh, we're playing video games. Oh, we ordered pizza. Like, Jesus,
okay, because we're going into the sex first before we dive into that. One of the things that I truly enjoyed, and thank baby Jesus for this, she did not forgive them for a very fucking long time. And that me and Jen talk about this all the time. That's one of my biggest pet peeves in romance novels is that the main female character, they say sorry one time. It's like, oh, it's okay. Let's move past it. Like, no, motherfucker, we're not moving past it. I'm going to make your life a living hell, or not living hell, but you're not being forgiven so easily, and I'm going to fuck with you. And she gave, I think that's why I enjoyed it. And I didn't really care about all the other nuances that didn't like fit it, because I'm like, that's right. Right. You don't fucking forgive them. I don't think she forgives until at least book 3 or 4. I can't remember. But even then, she didn't really forgive them.
I mean, it was book 4 before she said, I love you to each of them. And it was it was late in book 3 or beginning of book 4 before she came close to forgiving Archer. It was faster with the other 2, but even then it was still a couple of months at least.
Mm-hmm. So Tate James, you did that really fucking well in this series. Yes. I give you kudos for Madison Kate for not letting her give in so easily and quickly, because those boys did not deserve it, no matter how good they were with their dicks and their tongue. Like, no.
Well, and the other thing that I really liked, especially with Steele and Cody, is once everything was out and she was like, F off to all of you, they respected that boundary.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one thing that, and I mean, we're talking dark romance. There's always going to be pushing boundaries or like crossing boundaries with a lot of these books, and to an extent, like you have to be okay with it, or it's just not a genre you should read. But I liked the plausibility of that within the story. I felt like they were willing to kind of like go against Archer for a bit so they could win her trust back. It wasn't just word service or tongue service or dick service. They actually showed they were going to make changes.
And to go off that, like normally when you read these, you know, in the dark romance, so you have a reverse harem or white shoes, whatever term you want to assign it, then normally they don't ever go against each other, even if the leader says no. I'm glad that they did that, but I think they did it a little too late. I know they were trying to show, but but I did appreciate that there was, what's the word I'm looking for? Like fractures within their trio. Because there's always going to be, I know, you know, we're talking about this as fiction and, you know, it's not always going to mirror reality, but I think it gave it more realism or a way to connect to it because there was fractured within the three and they all had to like work and compromise together to get the, you know, HEA that they want at the end.
Yeah, for sure.
And then now on to the best part of the conversation that we know all of you are here for, the sex. I'm here for the dragons, but y'all are here for the sex. I totally get it. Disclaimer, there are no dragons in this series.
Unfortunately. There should really be like some, like, I don't know if I can handle dark fantasy romance though.
Oh my god.
Then you have to do like high stakes and dark
and then add in the dragons. Yes, please. Audience, if you have recommendations, let us know. And by us, I mean me, because I will read them. Anyways, I felt like the sex was pretty good.
Yeah.
She has sex the most, I think, with Steele.
Oh, I was thinking Cody.
Who does she have sex with first?
Cody. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's Steele. Anyways, she has sex with one of them. Yeah, because isn't the first time she has sex with Cody in the kitchen?
You're right. It was Steele first because Steele stole her away at the fight because Cody was training, you know, being a trainer or whatever to Archer. So yeah, I do think you're right that Steele was first.
But I felt like
Cody gets it on the island.
Yeah, that was pretty hot. And then Archer watching from the shadows, that was really hot.
Yeah.
I was a little sad that she mostly slept with Steele and didn't. It was always either going to Steele's room or her room, or Steele was always with her. It wasn't, I think, until like more towards book 2 and 3 when both Cody and Steele would be sleeping with her in the same bed.
I don't think that happened until book 4.
Really?
I could be wrong.
That just proves my point. It happened later in the series, and to me, it felt like she was picking favorites. And I didn't like that. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the sex. I don't know if I have a favorite sex scene. Do you?
Okay, I would have to choose. I would say there's 2.
Okay.
One would be when it was Archer and Cody and he cuffed her to the ceiling. I feel like that's a theme with me. Can I be anonymous on this podcast?
Absolutely.
Oh god.
I'll put the little gray in front of your face and give you a voice just for this episode.
We can use my pen name.
Oh my gosh, we should maybe not, because we don't want other writers to hate us.
That's true. That's a good point. And okay, so that one, and then the steam room sauna scene with Cody and Steele. Both of those were my favorites.
Wasn't Archer watching that time too?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. So I'm going to say my 2, and then I'm going to talk about the steam scene.
Okay.
I like the island with Kodiak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And with Archer in the rain on the car.
Oh man, yeah, that was really good.
Okay, now for the steam scene. I don't know when Madison Gate was written, and I honestly don't care, but I felt I have to stick to my loyalty with Penelope Douglas because P. Douglas has a steam scene that is super fucking hot, no matter how much I dislike some of the characters in the Devil Knight series. So I was instantly like, really? I don't disagree that it wasn't hot, but I was just like, really going after Pen like this? Like, nah. I mean, a lot of books have
It'd be
steam
funny
series.
if it,
I know this.
yeah.
If Madison Gate was written before Corrupt.
Yeah. Oh, was that in Corrupt?
That was in Corrupt. There is a spa scene between spoiler Kai and Michael with Rika. Let's see.
I vaguely remember that. I hated that book, so it doesn't shock me that I don't remember.
Well, it's not the best book in the series, but I love me some P. Douglas. Okay, so Corrupt was written in 2015.
Okay.
Let's see. Madison Gate. The first book is what? Hate, right?
Yeah.
Hate was written in 2020.
Well, there you have it, folks.
So I don't disagree that it wasn't hot, but I have to, even though I don't like Corrupt in the first book in the Devil Knight series, I gotta, but yeah.
I know you're a big Penn Douglas fan, so that's fine.
Yes. We talked about the sex. We talked about what we liked and didn't like. Are we missing anything with Madison Gate?
I don't think so. I think we've hit the typical hot topics.
Okay.
Hot topics.
Are we ready for the rating?
Sure.
Okay.
You go first.
On the dark scale, I'm giving like a 2. We see the death on the screen, on the page.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't feel like their relationship. I don't feel like their relationship was really dark. I mean, it's just a reverse harem, and they have kinky sex. That doesn't make it dark.
They're gang members.
I mean, if we're being technical, they are outside of the gang and the MCs. Archer, Steele, and Kodiak don't really affiliate with anything. They're like a third party, but they are very powerful.
Because they got out by like massacring a whole other gang.
But that's not on the page. That's not on the page, though.
That's true.
Off the page.
That is true. Okay,
maybe a 3. Maybe a 3.
Oh yeah, it. I agree. It wouldn't be more than 3. I would say somewhere between 2 and 3, 2.5, something like that. As far as the dark reading goes, I don't think it was super dark. Obviously, there's like consensual issues and there's violence, and I mean, there wasn't even a ton. Like, there was really just like one scene of kinky sex, and that was pretty much it. I mean, outside of it being multiple partners, I don't count that necessarily as kinky. I'm trying to and then we had 2, 3 kill scenes that were like pretty graphic detail, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you could convince me at 2.
2?
Because
okay.
I mean, you're talking 4 books. You've only got 2 or 3 of those scenes. I think you could convince me
on the page. Yeah. Okay, cool. Makes me happy. Okay, spice.
So spice.
You go first.
I would say 3. Oh, how funny. I wasn't even looking at you and you've got 3. Yeah, I would say 3 tops.
3.
Because like it's explicit, it's hot, not necessarily, very kinky. And I feel like as the series progressed, I think there's actually less as you go on.
I can see that.
Not by a lot, but it's noticeable.
Yeah, I agree. And then just to add on that, the reason why I would give it 3 for spicy is because, like you said, there's only one scene at the very end where it's all of them together. Him watching that, while it's hot, it's still, we need all 3 participants and we need more than one group sex scene. And I'm not talking a menage where it's just 2 of them.
Yeah, I agree.
With her.
Yeah.
Okay, now for the fun part. The overall, and are we rating the whole series?
Yeah, the
each
series
individual
as a whole.
book. Okay, so series as a whole, I would give it a 3.
Yeah, I would say 3. And honestly, I would almost lean more towards like a 2.5 because it's so long and it has no business being as long as it is. But as far as like content, I like the way it was written. I liked the banter. I liked the character development, even especially with Archer. So that's why I'm okay landing on a 3. Definitely, you should read it, but like I won't be rereading it.
Yeah, I would never reread it either.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. Okay, so I know we get all the ratings, but if you had to pick out of the 3 guys, which one's your favorite?
Cass.
Really?
not part of the three guys.
I know.
Because they're children. Okay.
You can vote for him when you read when you read his book, okay?
Listen, I fell in love with Cass, and he was in like 2 books and a total of maybe 10 or 15 scenes.
I agree. Cass was super hot from the very beginning. Which, disclaimer, is why I think I appreciate the Hades series more than I do this one, because Cass is in it. Anyways, so Archer, Steele, or Kodiak?
Steele.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like the cute, funny...
I think Cody's the cute and funny one. I like Steele because...
Steele is the piano player, right?
Yes.
Kodiak is the trainer. Okay.
Yes. I would pick Steele because I feel like they're... I don't know. I really, really liked him. And I loved the piano artist, like that kind of vibe with him. I love music. So if I were to like pick one for a boyfriend, like it would be Steele. Archer's too moody for me. I'm moody enough for me and my partner. I don't need another moody bitch in the relationship. Like, no thanks. And Cody gives off like too puppy dog for me. Like, he is adorable, and I love that they call each other Penguin. Like, that's what me and my husband say. I think it's precious. But yeah, I'll take the emotionally damaged artist in this one.
I agree with all of that, which is why I would pick Archer.
I figured you'd pick Archer. It's not a bad choice.
I need that intensity. I need that... I don't want to say control, but I need someone who, what's the word? My brain's not functioning right. I need someone who's not indecisive. And I felt like sometimes Cody and Steele were indecisive about what to do and how to move forward and like where to go. And Archer's like, nah, that's why he's the leader, right? Because he doesn't.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that.
And that's who my pick would be Archer. There's just something about that intensity and the attitude that I really like a lot.
Yeah. I'll give it to you. I mean, you know, I honestly was expecting to come out of the series with Archer as my favorite because that's normally what happens. Like when we read Emerald Lakes, it was the moody kind of dickhead that I ended up falling in love with in that series. And there was another one that was similar where I was like, he's just so misunderstood. And I just love him so much. But no, not this one. I would take Steele over the... Well, I want Cass. But if I have to pick between those 3, then it would be Steele.
Okay, so one final thing before we close. When you read the last page and they're like, oh, you've met Hades, did your mind be like, what the fuck? Where did Hades come from?
Because she already met him.
Mm-hmm. But
so
go on.
What?
No, you go first. Because I know I need you to go.
I know. So my first reaction was that it was Cass. But then it couldn't have been Cass because somebody called Hades and had Cass escort Seth back home. So I knew it wasn't Cass. And then I thought it may have been
Zane?
No, that motherfucker.
Oh.
No, Zed, the mercenary, who has a contract with Hades. I think that's his name. I already removed all the books. I'm trying to think if I had any other guesses. I think those were the only 2 that I thought of.
So I didn't really have any preference of reading Hades until I read that last fucking page. And I'm like, I need to know who the fuck Hades is. I
went and like downloaded it to see if it was like in the about, and it wasn't. And then
it's not. You have to read the first chapter. Well, you read the forward. I'm not telling you. Read the forward. I am not telling you because this is what we're going to do. I want you to read chapter 1 and then we're going to do a bonus episode where we flip the fuck out about who it is. And don't do it right now, Jen. Don't cheat.
Damn
it. Okay, how do you want to close the episode out? What should we ask them for?
How pissed would they be if they called 33 old? I forgot we didn't talk about that. I'm so pissed.
Yeah, the whole being 33 and being considered old was fucking ridiculous. I don't care if you're 19 or not. Like, that's...
Well, but how old are the guys? We never got...
They're in their...
And I actually do care.
They're in their early 20s. I want to say no older than 25.
Okay, that's around what I was.
Yeah.
I
So
was
she's
thinking
19 and they're a few years older than her. So that would, to me, put them in their early 20s. Yeah, that was bullshit.
Yeah, total bullshit.
Okay, readers, and where does the darkness rate with you? Thank you for joining us on the journey into the shadows of love, where dark romance stories come to light.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Bones of the Story as much as we did. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Your feedback means the world to us.
And to stay updated on all things dark romance, follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
We'd also love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, ideas, or even your own dark romance stories with us. Drop us a line at bonesofthestory@gmail.com.
Remember, our next tantalizing episode is just around the corner, so keep your hearts open and your senses sharp.
Until then, embrace the darkness and let the stories continue to stir your deepest desires.
This is Misty
and Jenn,
signing off
from Bones of the Story.